I always say salary is like a drug. Sooner you leave it, better it is. Otherwise, you will be an addict. In corporate, you build something in 17, 18 years and suddenly it's gone. What you build in your organization, it can't be taken away from you.
Did you have like some number in mind that, okay, once I have itna savings, I'll quit my job?
I had two numbers. Till 40, I have to travel 40 countries and I have to have 5 CR.
What's the mindset that helps you be so disciplined in investing?
When the salary credits into your account, now, people think of their expenses. They should start thinking about their savings. Think what your 10,000 saved today would become in, let's say, 10 years. Then you would look at whatever money you're saving today in a very, very different way altogether.
Hi Navdeep, welcome to PowerUp. I think let's jump right into it. You come from a business family that has more than 100 years of legacy, yet you chose to do an MBA, pursue a corporate career. Tell us more on that. What motivated you to do that? And tell us more on your early career.
Of course, I had a legacy that I had to take it forward, and it is going forward. However, I wanted to go back to that business only. But my family only wanted me to go into professional learning of management and bring back my experience into that organization that my father, before that, his father was running. I graduated, I did my BCom from Jalandhar only.
Which year?
That was 2004 to 2007.
Okay.
And then straight up, I got into MBA. Started working from 2010 early January. In fact, my course would have ended in June, but I got an opportunity to start early in January only. I got a pre-placement offer.
Okay.
After that, got into another company. So I got good opportunities there, and I left that company after completing 10 years with them. So that's my corporate life. And then I started my own thing just 6 months prior to COVID hit us.
And how did your salary progress in this 11 years of corporate career?
So I started with 22. In a year's time, I was at 26, 27 when I jumped to the next one.
26,000.
26,000 a month. So let's say it was around 3.25.
Okay.
There weren't too many deductions at that time. So from 3.25, when I left that organization in less than 10 years, so I had 9 increment cycles,
Okay.
I was at 18 lakhs when I left.
Okay.
So if you calculate it, I was growing 21% year on year. So that's how the salary progression happened.
So when you took that plunge, did you have like some number in mind that, okay, once I have itna savings, I'll quit my job? What was your mindset like?
Till 40, I had two numbers. Till 40, I have to travel 40 countries
Okay.
and I have to have 5 CR.
Oh, okay.
So I have overachieved in on one side, I have 5 CR today as my corpus, but I have traveled about 9 countries. So I still have 31 to go because I have kids along the way and the COVID hit us. So I haven't been able to, meet that side of my thing. So, I didn't have any number per se when I thought that, now I have enough corpus in my bank or wherever. But I was stable. I had 3 houses by then when I left my job. And my wife, who's been an integral part of my life, so her support was there. She was working. I had that 6 period of lull period. I was trying to build my company at that time. I think everybody starts whenever they start, they're vulnerable. I was vulnerable too. I thought, how am I going to go through this phase? Because I always say salary is like a drug.
True.
Sooner you leave it, better it is. Otherwise, you will be an addict. So I think I left it pretty early, and I'm sober now.
And you have all the freedom, like you have the freedom of time. I think that's the most important.
Once you get the freedom of, being whatever you want to be, and still money is flowing in, and whatever you've grown over the past 6, 7, 8, 10 years of your life cannot be taken away from you in 8, 10 minutes, which can happen in corporate. You build something in 17, 18 years and suddenly it's gone.
Yeah.
But what you build in your own organization, it can't be taken away from you. The experiences and all of that, it cannot be.
No, fair point. And since Navdeep, of course, while you didn't plan for a number and, do the calculation, but of course, there was some comfort having 3 houses, a stable corpus, and an earning wife. So would want to dig into the investment side of, and how did you plan for that corpus? So 2 questions here. One, what is your current portfolio like? And second, how is it allocated across different asset classes?
Okay, so my current portfolio is 5 CR. It keeps going up and down, as you know. 60% of it in real estate and rest of it in more liquid assets, including the mutual fund. I have invested over the past, 10 years now. Started off with as minimal as 5,000 mine and 5,000 wives. And have come to about 1.5 lakhs a month that we're doing. And I intend to step it up 10% every year. So yeah, that's how my whole corpus is spread out. I always wanted to have a house. And the first investment that I did in real estate was back in 2010. That was in Sonipat from my money that I had accumulated from my first job.
Okay.
So I had to pay 10%. So I had 1.5, 1.7. So I could spend 1.5. So I thought 15 lakhs budget,
Right.
1.5 I can pay, rest I'll see how I have to pay.
And this first house that you mentioned, was it like for living or was it a proper investment?
The idea was that I wanted to live in it.
Okay.
They said you will get the possession in 3 years. However, I got that house in 10 years.
Ah, okay.
And because that house took 10 years, I had to pay them kind of 1.5 lakhs every year.
Okay.
For 9 years.
Okay.
So I had enough, money that I was able to save in those next 10 years that I could pay without taking any loan. I was able to own that property. And by 2014, because my salary had, almost come to about maybe 50, 60. I don't exactly remember, but I think I had come to about 50, 60. So I knew that I had enough money now that I could indulge into something. And I again took a call, bought my second house. I got something in Noida.
Okay.
So I went, explored a little, paid, invested. I got that house in 3 years. So for that, I had to take my first loan. So for initial 2-3 years, I had to support my loan. And I was paying only that much amount that I could. And when wife came into the picture, we started paying a little more. When rent came into the picture, we started paying a little more. When salaries grew, we started paying even more. And that's how we were able to finish it off in 6 years. Then we got into this habit. Whatever amount we are putting, we're at least putting that amount on 9% or 10% interest because bank was charging us that.
Correct.
So if you get into that habit that you don't have to put that in FD or anything.
Yeah.
Try and save those 9-10% that you're paying to the bank. And that time loans were also about 10.5 or something. So, I had this mindset that let's finish this off. And then once we are loan free or debt free and we have a house, then we have 2 houses. We can sell both of them and buy a house in Gurgaon easily. Then, we grew exponentially, both of us, and we had disposable income with us. We had started mutual fund, but not in a very huge way. We were investing approximately 20,000 or so put together, I think in year 2017, I'm talking about. And that's when, we decided that now we have, a little bit of money. Let's start exploring things in Gurgaon. Then we decided that let's not sell what we have. Let's leverage our positions as employees. We can get a loan. The house cost was about 80. And we thought for 80, we need at least 60 lakhs of loan. 20 lakhs, we'll kind of see how we can manage it. So 60 lakhs, we'll have to pay 60,000. So my wife and I, we decided that let's start putting 60,000 aside into a recurring deposit. We had a corpus of 750. We got into the habit of investing 60,000 every month, apart from all the other investments that we were making. And now we had 7.5, 8 lakhs in our hand. We had saved some amount. We had about 16, 17, 18 lakhs in hand. And in that 1 year, the value of the house had not increased. So we could buy that same house in 80 lakhs only. And that's how the third house happened.
That was also under construction, or it was?
That was something which was readily
and you
available.
shifted there.
And we shifted there.
Okay.
So the rent that we were paying was about 30K. So effectively we were paying 30. Plus we were getting the benefit of, the interest that you pay and all of that. You get some benefit. So both of us probably were in 30 percent bracket.
Okay.
So we were getting benefit also of that.
Right.
So effectively, I didn't pay too much in addition to what I was already paying.
Right.
So it worked out beautifully for us.
So you've been very planned and methodical about the entire
I think
paying loans and very disciplined about it.
Yeah.
And particularly for investment, right? You said you started with investment of 5,000 a month to now you're doing 1.5 lakhs SIP. Tell me more about, what's the mindset that helps you be so disciplined in investing? Because usually what happens is when the salary increases, you often increase your expenses as well.
I get this question asked every time. And this is a very, very genuine question, and that happens. With me, it didn't happen. Maybe the environment, culture that I came from, I think helped. And I always knew that I had to save something for the rainy day. When the salary credits into your account, people think of their expenses. They should start thinking about their savings. Then they should think about their expenses. Because, and I would say, don't put into mutual funds, don't put into stocks, don't look for that, quick money. Put into those instruments where, if need be, you can take it back from. I'll give you my example. When I was earning 22,000, obviously I was getting into my bank account and I would put aside 50% of it at the beginning only.
Okay.
And I knew back of the mind, obviously the rest of the money is there available. I can always draw it back from there, especially at the early age. Get into that habit. You have to enjoy your life as well. I'm not saying save everything, but save something that you think is something that can be saved.
Right.
Avoid wasting money on unnecessary things. And discipline is something that you have to practice. It doesn't come overnight. Think what your 10,000 saved today would become in, let's say, 10 years. Then you would look at whatever money you're saving today in a very, very different way altogether.
No, fair. I think to sum it up, it's basically salary minus investment should be expenses and not the other way around.
That's what I did all my life. Even when my salary was low, I always thought I didn't have a place to invest. If you don't have a place to invest, don't invest.
Just set aside. Yeah.
So start putting aside money is something that you should start doing today. And if it is your early years, you can't put it into instruments which you think are risky, put it aside, put it in FD, put a sweep in on your account. And you can always go back to that FD. You can always go back to that sweep in if you need it. Your money, you can always take it and it's not going to reduce. It's only going to increase at 8%, 7%, whatever the FD rates are. So that is how the discipline is built. I think that's how I built it. And I think the formula to savings hasn't changed over the years. It has stayed the same. If you want to grow, if you want to build a corpus for yourself, I think the formula is very, very similar.
Yeah, no, fair point. Now, they're coming to the other part of your portfolio, which is mutual funds. And right now you're doing like 1.5 lakhs of SIP. Would love to understand what's your framework to select mutual funds, because there are tons out there. So how did you select? And you also came into mutual funds little late. So you would have the complete understanding of the market.
I have been into mutual funds for a decade now. Initially, when I started putting into mutual fund, it was for tax saving. Me and my wife started 5K in the same scheme. And then a couple of years later, when I saw the returns and all, I was like, okay, I'm saving. So I don't think I have to now put into tax saving mutual funds, because I'm already paying the home loan and, there I'm saying I'm able to save my taxes. So I got an advice that you should probably invest into more equity oriented mutual funds. For 3 years, I was getting no returns on the second mutual fund that I had invested in. In the first one, because by then it was almost 5 years, so I had started seeing some returns. So I was not panicking. So I was like, okay, that one took like 4 or 5 years to start giving me some decent returns. This one also will take some time. And eventually now I look back at those two mutual funds are actually like 25-30% of my mutual fund portfolio. Okay. Because again, it's the compounding that is at work. 5,000, 10,000 put 10 years back has been compounding over 10 years now. And it will stay on for another 10 years. It will compound exponentially. And I'll see that, something which I had done in naivety, I had no idea what I was getting into, is suddenly going to be one of my major investments in the portfolio. I started consulting. I started doing my own study as well. And then I got to know about mid cap, small cap, large cap. But I knew I never wanted to get into stocks because I was into active job and I didn't want to invest time into that. My priority was very, very clear. I wanted to be debt free. So my major chunk was going into paying off my loans, and whatever little I had, I was putting it into mutual fund. I knew that I can always draw it back, maybe at slight losses, but I can always take it back. From real estate, I can't.
Correct.
But from mutual fund, yeah. So mutual fund was giving me that liquidity, but it was giving me a decent return as well.
If you want to select the right mutual fund, check out our PowerUp Money app. In the Explore Funds section, you will find all top-rated funds across categories. So as of today, like out of the 40% of your portfolio, which is around 2 CR, which is into mutual funds and PF, how would that allocation be around, say, large cap, mid cap? Do you have like that allocation?
I kept about 20 to 25 in small cap.
Okay.
Out and out small cap mutual funds. I have large and mid, which would be around 15 odd percent. And about 60% would be in large cap. I had studied about it that even if you want to spend into or invest into small cap at the early age, you should, but don't put into small cap, because they're like a little crazy.
Risky.
They can go up and down very, very quickly, and we've seen that.
Yes.
But that's okay. Once you're in it for a long haul, doesn't matter.
So Navdeep, basis your risk appetite, you selected the right assortment. You have large and mid, and you have small cap. But even within these categories, did you have a framework to select the right scheme? Like there are tons out there.
I always say, when you are into mutual fund, look at the past record, look at what your purpose is of investing into mutual fund, and then decide the horizon that you have for yourself. Invest in that scheme where you know that in 10 years, this is where you want to be. And how much the management fee is, in a very simple way, I'm saying mutual funds also deduct some money before they actually invest it into market. So see that, what is the ratio or what is the percentage that they're deducting from your money before they invest it into the market. So I think that is what decides if you want to save tax and all. So maybe you could put into those tax saving mutual funds also. They're out there. However, I don't think you should club mutual funds with tax saving. Tax saving you can do with a lot of other things, and these days you don't need tax saving. So I think that would be my 2 cents about how you should select your mutual funds. Yeah.
I think Navdeep, last question to wrap up this podcast. You achieved financial freedom, or you hit the 5 crore number over 10-12 years of corporate career, and now you have the freedom of time and you're venturing into your own entrepreneurial journey. What's your advice to a 25-30-year-old who is watching this, how to plan their investment so that they can also get their freedom of time?
I think 3 things. Stop wasting your money. There isn't a 23-25-year-old who doesn't know that he's wasting or she's wasting money. They all do it. What you need to do, budget, is very important. If you don't budget yourself, again, if you know what you're getting and if you know what you're spending, the rest of the amount is always going to go into something which is safe. And that can be your investment. And third, be decisive. A lot of the times, young people out there, they are earning huge amounts, but they are not decisive. They don't know, and they are afraid of taking those decisions. When I look back, again, I'll quote my own example. If I had not taken the decision of buying my own house 7 years ago, probably today I would not have been in a position to buy it with all that I have. That's how decisions make or break your life. So be very decisive, budget, and stop wasting money. If you take care of these 3 things, rest of the things will take care of themselves. Yeah.
Perfect. I think perfect note to end this podcast, Navdeep. I had such a great time, so much to learn, and such an inspiration to talk to you.
Thank you very much.